Saturday morning, May 10th. You've been waiting all winter for this. You launch the boat, you motor out, you drop a jig, and nothing. 3 hours of nothing. Meanwhile, the guy 2 docks down already has his limit. What did he know that you didn't? That's what this show is about. I'm breaking down exactly what happened on opener weekend, where the fish are right now as we head into mid May, and what you need to do differently this week to get on them. This is Walleye Weekly. Let's get into it. Here's the truth about the 2026 Minnesota opener. The DNR was optimistic going in. Strong walleye and sauger populations across the board. Every regional fisheries manager was calling it one of the best setups in years. And for a lot of anglers, it felt like the opposite. Why? Two words: north wind. A strong blow out of the north all weekend. Cold air on opener morning. Water temps in the upper 40s to low 50s on most lakes. That north wind stacked cold surface water against south-facing shorelines and pushed bait fish and walleyes off the spots everyone was fishing. If you parked on a south-facing point and got skunked, that's why. The fish weren't gone. They just weren't where you expected them. The guys who caught fish, they did two things differently. One, they moved to wind-protected structure on the north side of the lake. Two, they slowed way down. We're talking eighth-ounce jigs barely hopping off bottom. When the water's that cold and the wind's that nasty, walleyes aren't chasing anything. They're sitting tight and only eating what drifts right past their face. Okay, so here's where it gets good. We're now 3 days past opener, and the fish are shifting. Most females have finished spawning. They're physically spent. They've dropped their eggs, burned a ton of energy, and now they're doing one thing: moving toward deeper, more stable water to recover and feed. Right now, they're in what I call the post-spawn slide. They're leaving the shallow gravel and rock where they spawned and pushing toward the first significant break, usually that 8 to 14 foot zone where a shoreline flat drops into deeper water. They're not out in 30 feet yet. They're staging on those transition spots. Here's the key: they're traveling in small groups. Doubles, triples, sometimes a single big female cruising a break line. You're not going to find a school of 50 fish stacked on one spot like you will in July. You need to cover water and work those breaks systematically. The spots to target this week: first, points that extend into the main basin with a gradual taper from 6 to 15 feet. These are highways for post-spawn walleyes moving from spawning flats to summer structure. Second, inside turns on break lines. Picture a shoreline break that curves inward. It creates a little pocket where current slows down and bait fish concentrate. Walleyes know this. Third, the windward side of mid-lake humps in 8 to 12 feet. Wind pushes plankton, plankton draws minnows, minnows draw walleyes. Even a light south or west wind this week is your friend. Let's talk tackle. 3 setups are producing right now. Number 1, the jig and minnow. Classic for a reason. Fathead minnow on an 1/8 ounce jig in 6 to 10 feet. Bump up to 3/16 if you're deeper than 12 or the wind picks up. Color-wise, anything with chartreuse or orange is working. The water's still got some stain from runoff. Tip: don't set the hook hard. These post-spawn fish are lethargic. They mouth the bait. You'll feel weight before you feel a thump. Reel into them, then set. Number 2, slow-rolled swim baits. A 3 to 4 inch paddle tail on a 1/4 ounce jig head, crawled just off bottom along those break lines I mentioned. This is your search bait when you're covering water, trying to find where the pods are staging. Once you get a bite, switch to the jig and minnow and work that area thoroughly. Number 3, slip bobber and leech. People sleep on this early in the year, but it's deadly right now. Set your bobber so the leech hangs 6 inches to a foot off bottom. Cast it out to a break line, crack a beverage, and wait. The bobber keeps your bait in the strike zone longer than any other presentation. When the fish are scattered and sluggish, time in the zone wins. This week's spotlight: Leech Lake, third largest lake in Minnesota, and right now it's fishing better than Mille Lacs for numbers. Leech has a massive walleye population thanks to consistent stocking and natural reproduction. The DNR surveyed strong year classes in recent trap nets. That means lots of fish in the 14 to 18 inch range, with bigger ones mixed in. Where to go this week on Leech? Walker Bay and Sucker Bay are your best bets for post-spawn walleyes right now. Fish the points and inside turns along the north shoreline breaks in 8 to 14 feet. The south end of Portage Bay is also producing, especially in the evening. Mila Locke's update, 3 walleye limit this year must be 17 inches, only 1 over 20. The slot is tighter than ever, so measure carefully. The bite has been inconsistent since opener due to wind, but that should stabilize this week as temps climb. If you want real-time lake data, species, depth, stocking reports, check out our free fishing app at walleyewranglers.com. It pulls straight from DNR databases and gives you spot-specific strategies for any lake in Minnesota, Wisconsin, or North Dakota. Links in the description. Looking at the next 7 days, we're expecting a warm-up across the upper Midwest. South and southwest winds midweek. That's a warm front, and that's your green light. When that south wind sets up on Wednesday or Thursday, drop everything and get on the water. Post-spawn walleyes feed aggressively ahead of and during warm fronts. The barometric pressure drops, the wind pushes bait shallow, and those big females that have been recovering will turn on. Best times this week, sunrise to 9 a.m., then again from 6 p.m. to dark. The Solunar calendar shows a new moon phase building, which means stronger major feeding periods around dawn and dusk. If you're using the Walleye Wranglers app, the bite forecast will show you exactly when conditions line up. It factors in barometric pressure trends, wind direction, moon phase, and water temp, all in real time for your location. That's your post-opener Walleye Weekly. Quick recap. The fish moved off the banks, they're staging on transition structure in 8 to 14 feet, and they want it slow. Jig and minnow, slow swim bait, or slip bobber and leech. Target midweek when that south wind arrives. If this helped, hit subscribe. I do this every week all season long.